Hold on. Had to block out the address, and obviously I'm just getting it a little bit better done. But, yeah, John Dobbins' book, Xray's book, has officially arrived. This was a present from my mom on my birthday. She got me a signed autographed copy, making me look like a fanboy. But I'm going to let some people gather up on in here for a second while you guys take a gander at it in the mail before I even open it up. So stick around. Stay tuned. All right, we'll be right back. Or I'll be right back. I don't know why I said we. I'm also just now arriving back into the house. Okay, we're back. So, everybody, again, this is a signed copy of John Dobbins' first book. We're going to go ahead and give this an open, shall we? Oh. Okay, so there's a piece of cardboard there. Trying to... The U.S. School of Survival Field Manual. Field tested by professors, park rangers, game wardens, and guides. Written by John Dobbins. The reverse panel. Xray. It's damaged. Just saying. First, the back panel says, preparation, wilderness, emergency medicine, navigation, water, fire, shelter, fishing, hunting and trapping, wild edible plants, wild medicinal plants, communication and signaling, missing people and equipment, essential knots in mechanical advantage, solving common survival problems, disaster response, leading scenario training, capable Americans responding everywhere. So this book is going to include that? That's good to know. Okay. And then it says, John is an honorably discharged U.S. Marine who is SERE trained. After working with the National Science and MacArthur Foundations, he was selected to deliver survival and medical training to faculty and students at Yale, Brown, Columbia, and Dartmouth. John has also designed and delivered best-in-class educational programs for USGS, Colorado Parks and Wildlife, U.S. Space Force Contractors, Red Cross, and many others. He is the director of the U.S. School of Survival and the chief voluntary officer at Capable Americans Responding Everywhere. Ha! Well, he knew it was for me. Even though it's damaged up on the corner. Happy birthday, Golden Chariot. Dom, it's been great getting to know you over the last few months on the convoy. You're... What? Can anybody read that word? Okay, your something and patriotism are courageous, and I have really been impressed with how you have developed and grown your message. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing you, your friend John. Motivation. Yes, that is motivation, and I see it now. Okay, motivation. And for some reason, I couldn't have placed motivation in front of and patriotism. I'm glad to see that people find me very motivating. Or that he finds me very motivating. Okay, so the U.S. School of Survival Field Manual, field tested by that was read on the back page, on the back cover, and the dedication and acknowledgments. This book is dedicated to all the good people who pursue knowledge and help others. I would not have been able to create this field manual without the brilliant and valuable support of the following individuals and entities. Thank you very much for helping me. God, my family, Charge Intensive Care Unit RN Corey J, USMC. SOF Lieutenant Colonel JR EMTP. Safety and Rescue Expert Pablo R, EMTP. Law Enforcement Training Manager Frank M. Firefighter Instructor Scott M. and family Tony, Lisa, Cody, Jerky, Amanda, Mackenzie, and Casey. Shelly, Mike, Hope, and Bobby. Sylvia and Gary, Bruce and Candy, Tate and family, Dee and Emmy, Pastor John P. and family, Alan H., who rescued David Holliday in the Valley of Death, Dr. Fabio and Cindy, Dr. Frank and Lee, the Visionaries, Colorado Parks and Wildfire Park Rangers and Game Wardens, United States Department of Defense. The introduction and table of contents. The irony of writing a survival manual is that everyone who reads it will die. Hank Williams wrote. That's a very strong irony. No matter how I struggle and strive, I'll never get out of this world alive. So it is just a matter of how, when, and where. Therefore, you should use the skills in this field manual to ensure that it is more pleasant than an unexpected and snowy cliff edge. Survival situations are not exclusive to the wilderness. For example, if your vehicle breaks down in Phoenix, Arizona in the summer, when temperatures can easily surpass 110 degrees Fahrenheit, you are thrust into a survival situation. Other examples include unexpected acts of violence like terrorism and school shootings, along with various natural disasters. The good news is that you purchased this manual, not you guys sitting at home. Well, I mean, maybe some of you. Great job. You need to now you need to take time to make sure that you understand the information it contains and ensure that you are comfortable performing the skills. Additionally, you should seek out several on-site training programs and continuously try to access the freshest and most accurate information. Now, I'm going to stop right here because I need to point this out real quick to you guys. So, upon knowing that I was receiving this book, I developed a plan to actually go out and test out bug out bags. So we're going to start with my bug out bag that I currently have, and it's and then we're going to be raising the funds so that I can purchase one of those pre-made bug out bags on off of like Amazon, or one of the mypatriotsupply.com will probably be the one I use. I'm honestly seeing too much Amazon popping up around around my area, and I don't think I want to help them out anymore. Yeah, so that I'm going to be actually going out into the wilderness and testing this stuff out and getting that experience, and I'm going to be using this book as well out in the wilderness is what I am trying to get at. So right now my plan is once a month to actually get out and test out the bug out bags. We'll be out. I'm getting either Josh or Keith, and you guys have met the two through my stream. We're going to be going out into the woods and putting this stuff to the test. So be prepared to learn. But I also do suggest you guys buy this as well. There's a lot of things, like I'm looking at the table of contents. We're going to be going over it in a second as well. Like there's a long list of things here. So where can I that's a good question. I don't know exactly how my mom found this, but he has it on his YouTube channel. It is produced through through John Dobbins. I don't see any. Did he print it out himself? Yeah, I don't see a producer on here. I think he produced it himself. But either way, so we're gonna get back to checking this out now. We were in the middle of the introduction, so let's get back down here. All right. So back to the introduction. The suggestions and skills contained in this text can save your life if you apply them as they are presented to you. Some of these methods may seem unorthodox and unprecedented or unexpected, but they work. This information has been collected from personal experience, attending training and certification programs, and extended personal study with industry leaders. This text contains some excellent working options, but in the reality of the moment, you will do what you must to survive, and that is encouraged. Other methods can be more efficient and effective. Regardless, this manual only contains real improvement solutions to anticipated regulatory occurring wilderness programs, which can affect your survivability. The field manual is structured with the general table of contents on the next page and a detailed index of topics at the end. Please use this information to locate subjects that you are interested in learning about and go from there. This text also functions as an instructor's guide, so you can be a force multiplier. Please teach your new skills to others. Do not read about a medical procedure here for the first time and then attempt to perform it on a patient, assuming an appropriate level of authority, and exercise extreme caution when the advanced scenarios. This is a reference text to supplement training delivered by the U.S. School of Survival, which is available to individuals and teams. So in other words, he's saying that we're down here. He's saying right here, last case scenario, there are surgical teachings, like last case scenario surgical teachings, like you can't get to a hospital, like here's something you can do to save somebody's life. And for example, a lot of people know about the pen in the throat, and like you slice a little hole right below the Adam's apple, and you push a pen not all the way through. You gotta, if you do, you'll puncture it straight through the or through the windpipe, but you got to get into that windpipe with that pen, and it'll help you to breathe. And I'm sure that lesson is actually in this book as well, if as one of the examples. But yeah, so like there's on the very next page, there's preparation, which we are going to read. So we're going to read the preparation, and then that's where we're ending. Well, no, we're going to end with about the author, and we're going to skim through the detailed index. But all the rest of this stuff we're not doing in this stream. So, yeah, you might want to go ahead and buy the book. So the other stuff in the middle here is wilderness emergency medicine, navigation, water, fire, shelter, fishing, hunting and trapping, wild edible plants, wild medicinal plants, communication and signaling, missing people and equipment, essential knots and mechanical advantage, solving common survival problems, disaster response, and leading scenario training. That's something that I'm going to be looking into before I do anything with this book. So, detailed index of topics is the one. We're going to look into that right before we end with the about the author. So let's go ahead and get into the preparation here. Yeah. So all of this stuff that I am reading. All right. I know it's fully copyrighted. But I am not giving any of the actual information away in this book. that stuff is going to be coming as I put it to the test and learn it myself in the field over the next year at least, and even more as we go, because this is going to be an ongoing stream. I love you guys. I'm not going nowhere. So as far as planning or preparation, we have planning, pre-trip considerations. Are you in the correct mindset? Where are you going? What is the biome? That's a good question. What the heck is a biome? What will you accomplish there? Which routes will you take? How will you mitigate transportation associated risk? What tools and equipment will you need? What could possibly happen to you on location to prevent success? How can you mitigate specific regional risks up front and on site? What will be available on site to help you accomplish your goals? What are the local laws, customs, and requirements that you need to be aware of? How many calories of food and gallons of water will you need to consume? How will food and water be provided? What is the medical emergency plan? How will you communicate? How will you access or make electrical power? Are you relying on cellular and internet connectivity and access to a power grid? Do you print essential documents and maps? Or did you print essential documents and maps? What critical equipment redundancies are necessary? What kind of weather should you prepare for? What will you wear? Where will you sleep? Who is available to assist you, and to what extent when you are on site? How will you prioritize responding to various types of emergencies? Now, operating biomes. Biomes. Did anybody say what biome is? No. Does anybody know what a biome is? Maybe it'll explain. Anyways, operating biomes. Desert, woodland, grassland, freshwater, saltwater, tundra, ice, jungle, extra deep ocean, outer space, cyberspace, underground, spiritual. Spiritual biome. Wait, what? Okay, so if these are examples of biomes, I pretty much know what it is, but spiritual, what? How is that? Okay, okay. I'm a believer in God too, Xray. I'm trying to figure it out. Preparation, personal preparedness. It is equivalently essential to ensure that you have given attention to certain personal matters which might add to or detract from your success in the field. These include add to or detract from your success in the field. These include positive action-oriented mental attitude, real to mission physical conditioning, climate-appropriate clothing and footwear, adequate rest, hydration, and caloric intake, critical personal awareness regarding capability. That's a big one people always underestimate. Critical personal awareness regarding capability. Okay. Addressing social, financial, and legal matters, continuous education and training, familiarity and proficiency with personal equipment, team partner integrity checks, and support. Positive mental attitude. Voltaire correctly stated, "The most important decision you make is to be in a good mood." Therefore, continuously remind yourself that you will succeed. Staying positive will keep you motivated and mission-focused, allowing you to see and implement solutions instead of excuses, which cause failure. Furthermore, you should continuously create large and small mission goals for yourself in an extended survival situation. These goals could include collecting and collecting and processing water or making a signal. Anything is acceptable as long as it gives you something to work on and something to accomplish. In an immediate survival situation, your training and instinct will engage which will deliver you to harm or safety. It is therefore essential that you educate and train yourself to the fullest extent possible before going into a situation where you might need to use the knowledge offered in this text. Clothing and footwear. Additional considering should be given to clothing and footwear selections. Synthetics provide lightweight, fast-drying warmth. I'm on the beach. Break time for a second. Again, I had just gotten home and I haven't plugged anything in yet. And that includes my light. Okay, so that's going to take a moment to actually turn back on. Well, I got to let it charge up for a second. Or else it'll just shut right back off. But I can keep reading here. I know you guys are probably finding it a little bit hard to read. So, back to clothing and footwear. Many references and experts warn people away from cotton because it is less insulating and slower to dry, while wool is warm and fast drying. Footwear must match the mission. If you are going to an area with snow on the ground, you will want to be wearing an insulated boot just as much as you would like to be wearing a breathable boot in a warm, arid environment. Failure to wear socks and boots leads to debilitating foot problems. Technical clothing. Sun and winter hats, cold weather coat and pants, wet weather coat and pants, long underwear, coveralls, camouflage, uniforms, heat and UV reflective fabrics, knee pads, pants with reinforced stitching and extra pockets, insect resistant garments, puffy insulated one-piece garments, activity appropriate helmets, activity appropriate eye protection, buff baklava face covering, scarf, work gloves, cold weather gloves, fire resistant retardant fabrics, reflective safety vest, spacesuit, wetsuit, spacesuit. Okay, so he's obviously just listing all the different types here. So spacesuit, wetsuit, flight suit, body armor, business casual, and tuxedo. Technical footwear. Micro spikes, crampons, snowshoes, scuba snorkel fins, overboot wanders, winter condition galoshes, overboots, alpine, cross-country, or all-terrain ski boots, snowboard boots, ice and roller skates, blades, chemical-resistant boots, shower sandals, water shoes, track impersonators, track impersonators, okay, scent and track blocking footwear covers, specialized footwear inserts. Some of these things, like, yeah, I would have never thought of half of this stuff. Like, what is track, or what is track impersonator? Like, really? Okay, take another sip of my coffee real quick. And again, before I continue here, guys, I am taking that trip to Ohio tomorrow. So the fund drive is still active. I I'm gonna make another stop at Walmart before I go. Obviously, that we're heading out around, or well, they're waking up at 6 a.m. tomorrow is the time that they're waking up, and they're waking up in the parking lot at Walmart. So yeah, I'm gonna meet them there, and we're heading on out. But let's turn this light back on now. Packing lists. Never adhere to static packing lists without considering exactly what you will be going, or exactly where you will be going, what you will be doing, and what is best for you and your team. Your packing lists must adapt to changes in location and weather. Primary considerations are related to personal function. Secondary considerations address the purpose of the outlying and risk mitigation. And tertiary, tertiary, I guess that's tertiary right there. Considerations add layers of comfort and support. Packing primary considerations: security tools, communications equipment, region and climate appropriate clothing, multi-tool, headlamp, compass, maps, food and water purification, currency, personal cleaning wipes, essential medical items. Example, medication, first aid kit. Secondary packing considerations: mission-related items, additional medical equipment and supplies, region and climate-specific items, solar charging panel and device charging cable. And then tertiary packing considerations: tools and equipment, food preparation items, shelter and sleeping items, redundancies of primary items, power generation, and storage. Packing considerations will be dependent upon the biome, season, and resources available to you, including equipment access, allocations, and team. Each mission will present specific functional demands and needs. Try to do as much research as possible before physically entering an operating area so you can be very prepared. This is especially true regarding wild, edible, and medicinal plants. Protection through inspection. Integrity checks. It is safe and appropriate to ensure that your team members are adequately prepared to help you accomplish your team's goals. You don't want to find out that someone forgot to bring a critical item when you are already in the field and in need of that item's functionality and the team member's support. Leaders need to be able to account for who has what and where inventory is located. Packing together as a team is an open environment where each team member shows and then packs the item immediately before departure. Eliminates the risk associated with people forgetting to bring things or deliberately leaving them behind because of weight. It may also be accomplished by issuing a list of items up front and then conducting a random item integrity inspection of each team member. Additionally, you might break your team down into groups of 2 and assign each team to pack and inspect their items together at their convenience. This is an effective team building and leadership development tool, and the addition of social pressure will often influence both team members to pack every item despite the weight. If a pack inspection yields deceit from one, hold both accountable. Further mitigation efforts available to leaders include requiring your team to pack redundant items or to personally pack redundant items related to critical function, including fire, lights, communication, and safety tools, stoves, maps, compasses, GPS, essential medical items, and water processing equipment. And each mission will cause the list of necessary redundant items to change to fit critical need. Halo effect. Cognitive bias, where less experienced personal blindings submit to more experienced people, assuming they must know exactly what to do because they have been involved in performing the task longer than themselves. A high angle rock climbing example is failure to check knots or failure to ensure that everyone knows Pebus. Yeah, I don't know what Pebus is. Before someone goes on belay and begins to climb, it provides it pervades all of society. Taking care of your equipment. Purchase the highest quality equipment you can and regularly check your gear to ensure that it is in good working condition and that you have essential backup items. Clean and store everything according to manufacturer's instructions after each use, and fix or replace equipment which has failed before you realize that you need to use that item again. Take care of the people, animals, and things which care of you. And that's it. That's the end of the preparation. Let's go where next step is. Nope, that's me. That's what I'm going to be doing on my own. And in there. Okay, we're going to scan through this index here. Alright, so give you guys a better angle here. Maybe try to. Boom, 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 boom. Take a gander of all the different things. I'm going to spend a moment on each page. I'm not reading them out loud, but enjoy. About the author. John is an honorably discharged United States Marine. Hold on. Didn't we already read this? No. Actually, we had. So, this is not the same thing we read earlier, it's just part of it. John is an honorably discharged United States Marine who is SERE trained. He held professional and academic titles, including managing partner, dean's research scholar, adjunct instructor, and director. After working with the National Science and MacArthur Foundations, John designed and developed survival and medical training programs for faculty and students at Yale, Brown, Columbia, Dartmouth, and Tufts. John founded and grew Solo, Colorado with Dr. Frank Hubble and Solo Wilderness Medicine, and then he was selected to teach search and rescue for the state of Colorado in the community college system. And for the Department of Natural Resources Law Enforcement Training Program, John has designed and led training for many diverse groups, including USGS, U.S. Space Force contractors, Red Cross, and others. When he is not teaching survival and wilderness emergency medicine, John is usually practicing his skills as a four-season backcountry recreator. John is also the chief voluntary officer at the 501c3 nonprofit organization CARE, Capable Americans Responding Everywhere, which focuses on providing expeditious disaster response and humanitarian assistance services when and where people most need help. For more information about John, including videos of his scenario training and opportunities to collaborate, those are the websites right there. Blink, blink. Everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed the opening of the U.S. School of Survival Field Manual. Field tested by professors, park rangers, game wardens, and guides by John Dobbins. And just going back to the very, very personal signed opening page. And with that, guys, that's your unboxing, your unraveling, your opening, your only glimpse of what is in this novel. But a lot of this will be put to the test and mentioned in my expeditions out into the wilderness to test out bug out bags. God bless you guys. Have a very blessed day.